Madam Speaker, I do appreciate this opportunity to move this motion that intends to implore on the members of parliament to actually consider expanding the mandate of the NGCDF so that the NGCDF is now able to also, in addition to what NGCDF does, because we know at the moment NGCDF is mandated to undertake the issues of education, matters to do with security infrastructure, and a bit of youth development in sports, and also environment. And this motion seeks to implore members of parliament to consider expanding the mandate of NGCDF to be able to take up the development of skills and provision of tools for artists, artisans, and innovation. Madam Speaker, while I started moving this motion, I had indicated that each and every member in this House does know of a case in their constituency of a great innovator who has a challenge of putting up the innovation to the world because they are not funded in such a way. Madam Speaker, we know that Kenya has innovative artists. We have artisans. In my constituency, Madam Speaker, if you drive from the Dagoretti corner all the way to the bypass Lenana School, you will see the road lined up with wares that are paraded by artisans who are craftsmen. Now, what you see at the front is just the shop. But what is happening in the back end is I would call it a training academy, because there are so many apprentices who are learning from the craftsmen, the traders, and the artisans. Madam Speaker, these innovations that are coming out of these young people do not get to see the light of day because they have small challenges in acquiring tools. They have challenges in developing their skills, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, the intent of this motion is to call us as members of parliament to think of a way where we can fund the development of skills, the development of apprenticeship, and the provision of tools, just as we do for sports. And Madam Speaker, as we speak now, we have a legislative proposal in front of this House where we are intending to make CDF a bit more robust. We are intending to even improve the monies that are going to go to national government and CDF, Madam Speaker. Even as we are making this legislative proposal, what else can we onboard, Madam Speaker? I said to this House that we are in an era where ideas are currency. We are in an era where each and every individual shall be remunerated commensurate to the problems that they solve. The problem solvers of our time, Madam Speaker, are the innovators. What support are innovators getting today, Madam Speaker? None at all. Not from government, not from corporate Kenya, not even from us as MPs, Madam Speaker. These innovations, we have seen where they have been supported. For example, corporates in Kenya have hackathons, Madam Speaker. Out of these hackathons, we have had young people develop apps, develop solutions. In the Dagoretti South constituency today, we have a school feeding program, Madam Speaker. In this school feeding program, the meal card is actually an electrical armband that young children wear to school. This armband is fed with an application where when a parent pays for the meal, at lunchtime, you can be able to scan this armband and we can tell how much money this child has for lunch in our school feeding program. The case I'm making, Madam Speaker, is that when we give support to innovation, young people in Kenya can actually leapfrog us to the front of the pile in terms of innovation. Madam Speaker, I had made a great case for this motion in the minutes that I had in the last session, and I will not want to take much more time, rather than to implore the members of parliament here to support this motion by actually considering the artisans, the artists and the innovators in your constituency, and see the case for supporting them through NGCDF. Madam Speaker, I had spoken here earlier and talked about what is it that is in your hand, Madam Speaker. I had talked about Moses of the Bible, and I had said that when Moses was called, he said that I do not have anything with me. I do not know how to speak. And the good Lord had said to Moses, what is it that you're holding in your hand? And Moses had said he was holding a rod, a staff, and he was told, take that rod and lead your people out of captivity. The honorable members in this house, what you have in your hand is NGCDF. We can expand the mandate of this NGCDF so that we support our artists, so that we support our artisans, so that we support our innovators. And what will happen? We, by supporting our artists, will be curbing the problem of Kenya being a net importer of innovation. Kenya being a net importer of products. Kenya being a net importer of the things that we use. We can start developing appropriate technology that is region specific to our area, so that we start importing technology that is not appropriate for Kenya by bringing in technology from India, technology from China, technology from the Europe. I do believe that if we can support our artists, our artisans and our innovators, we can develop region-specific technology that is fit for a time such as this. Madam Speaker, government is committing to digitizing government functions, to automating government functions. We want to build a robust, creative economy, digital economy. How about we start by supporting the digital economy, the creative economy, by expanding the mandate of national government CDF to support our artists, to support our artisans, and to support our innovators. Madam Speaker, we are in the fourth industrial revolution, and Kenya can actually be a leader at this time for the world. Madam Speaker, I want to leave it there so that we can have much more time for members of parliament to debate this motion, and I want to move this motion and call upon the Honorable Professor Phyllis Bartow to second this motion. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Member for Mutembei constituency.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to second this motion.